Hello and welcome to Inkscape for Teachers. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how you can make use of the Path Trace Bitmap facility in Inkscape to trace a bitmap image and then create a vector object that you can zoom in on infinitely and it retains its sharp edges, or you can click on the part of it and change the colour, do whatever you want to do. But first of all I'll show you how I got this image into Inkscape and some of the things you can do with it. So I'll scroll down and under File I'll go to Import. You can drag objects into the Inkscape workspace, but I'll just do it this way for now. And find an image, open it, and I always leave Embed and the other settings as is. And that's the original image in Inkscape. Now just note the detail, there's a little bit of striation in this white area here. The thin stems are there. Some of that detail may be lost when we do a trace, but still could be what you want. You might want a simplified version anyway. So select the image once it's in and go to Path and Trace Bitmap. There are a whole lot of different options here. You can see quite different effects depending on what I do. But I'll select the colours, and I've got Live Preview selected there so I can see the effect. You might have to tick that because I'd already done it just before. So once you have selected an set of options, click OK, and you might have noticed on the left here the traced vector image. See the details gone in that pink section, the stems have gone. That's on top of our original object. I'll close that and I'll control drag the traces over there. Now you may not want that, I don't know whether you can see it from there, but there's a bit of a grey murky background there. If I click on the trace and go Control U to ungroup, you can see there are a number of scans there. Now you might want to separate all those out. Let's have a look. It's a bit hard to tell. Sometimes I'll zoom out and I'll just click away, then I'll just click and drag a whole lot of these scans apart. And there's quite a few of them. I'm still going. That looks like it's the last colour one. You see, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the grey. There's a grey background there. So I might want to delete that grey background, for example, and I might want to put all the others back. I might start with this one. I'll drag it back here, and then you've got to, this can be a bit fiddly, you want to drag this back. I'll zoom in to line up with the original one. I've got Control held down. You can see it. Eventually I get some nodes snapping together. I'll get this one back, drag it across. Looks like that's snapped okay. I've held Control, same with this Control, and yep, that looks okay. It's lined up horizontally, it should snap somewhere else. And I'll drag back, yep, snaps into place. I think, is that all of them? Oh no, I've got two more. Click that one, Control, drag it back, click that one, Control, drag it back, and zoom in, and you can see there I've got a pretty good approximation of the original image. I've removed the grey background that somehow got picked up as I scanned, but that's pretty good. You can see I can zoom in now and it remains sharp, whereas on the original one if I zoom in I get a terrible blurring and indistinct. So if you're doing a poster, the vector way is the way to go. But as I said, there's a loss of some detail there. The stem there is gone, and some of the detail in the white section is gone, for example. Sometimes that's what you want. You want to simplify things, but anyway. Now let's just say I wanted to work on some of this. I might say, look, that section in there, I've clicked on it, and if I change it to, let's say, black, you say, oh, that's part of another group. So I mightn't have wanted these other leaves to go black, so I'll Control Z, and I might go, just check I've clicked on it, and Control Shift K, and it can break apart a combined path, and that gives you access to just individual bits like that. For example, if I click the black, moving that one around there, and I can shift click several subsections and work on them that way. Maybe change those to black. the others are okay. Also with that there, I can delete bits, reveal different things underneath. If I clicked on that, but if I click delete now, I dare say I'll lose a whole lot of other stuff yet. So you've got to be careful what you're doing. Sometimes if you want to make some subtle changes, you can click on something, N for the node tool, and you can see where the nodes are. And you might want to change that somehow. You may not as well, but sometimes that's handy, N for the node tool. Anyway, I think that's probably just about it. So I say, remember to ungroup, Control U, and then even after that, if you've clicked on something and you need to split up even more, sometimes Control Shift K, which is the same as path, break apart, that can give you access to individual bits and pieces. Well, I hope that helps you to some extent. It's probably a bit more accurate obviously with black and white images, or images with not too many colours in them, but you can play around with that trace bitmap and see how you go. Once again, thanks for watching.